Hey, this is Paul from Rank Assassin. I'm so excited for you to test out the new WordPress plugin that we've been developing for local SEO. This is going to be a real game changer for you to create local pages on the fly without having to configure a lot of those manual things. It's going to be super time consuming. So I'm going to be making the assumption that you already have your license key and your WordPress download file saved up. Okay. If you haven't yet, I have a separate video on how to set up and access your account for Rank Assassin. In this demo, I have a staging website set up. So I already have the service pages and I have one specific location page. I'm going to be showing you how you turn this one location page into multiple location page without having to rebuild the exact landing page for the location page. It's going to be really cool for you to see this. I'm so excited for you to see this, okay? Okay, I'm just going to log into my WordPress dashboard and I'm going to make the assumption that you already have your WordPress, your plugin for Rank Assassin setup, okay? The setup should be relatively easy. All you need to do is go to add plugins, upload your plugin, and the zip file that you receive on your email or the one that's available on your WordPress account, you should be able to access it here. Okay, I'm not going to be doing that for now since I already have Rank Assassin set up. I'm just going to activate. Oh, it's already activated. But once it's activated, you should see Rank Assassin here in the sidebar. Now, if you click on Rank Assassin, if you haven't yet, it should redirect you to your license settings. Okay. And this license settings is the one that you receive on your email or is in your account dashboard. Okay. Now, I'm going to be setting up my settings. Now, I recommend for you to use your exact name for your GBP. Okay. So that's going to be, for this example, it's Titan Fence Company. And my main focus keyword is going to be Fence Company. Now, I recommend for you to find your Google Business profile here. Now, for this exact example, I don't exactly have a physical GMB for this demo, unfortunately. But I will be getting a sample GMB that's just within the area, just for the demo purpose, okay? I'm going to be checking. Okay, let's do fence companies in Cincinnati. Oh, that's the wrong Cincinnati. Okay. There you go. All right. Now, if you want to add your Google Business profile, you need to make sure you select your exact brand name. Okay. Search for your brand name within the search bar here. In most cases, if you have a competitor that has your same brand name in Google, but in a different state or in a different address, then you need to make sure you add your address in the search bar. Okay. And in most cases, it should load correctly. Now, if you don't have a physical address, then I recommend, and I'll do this exact same process just for the demo, to just search for your GMB. And if it doesn't show up, then just add a comma and add the city or at least one of the cities within that GMB itself. So this is an example. This is just a point of reference for me to take GMB without a physical address. Okay, but for this example, I'm going to be using that other GMB that we've found. So it's Eads Fence Company. And I'm going to make sure to add in the physical address as well. Just add a comma and the physical address, and it should load correctly. Okay. Now I have a separate video on how to set up the OpenAI API key. If you don't have that available yet, check out that video, but I'm not going to go to the exact details on how to set that up. I'm just going to copy this API key I got and just paste it right here. Okay. So now that I have the API key here, next is to add the services. Now you can exactly add as many services as you want now, but I'm just going to add 3 services. So I'm going to add wood fence, aluminum, and chain link. I'm just going to add that for this demo. Again, you can add as many as you want. There is no limit. Just make sure within your content, you don't have the geo modifier so that doesn't make the content look bad. All right, so I've got to add an image, and I just need to select one from here. All right, add that in. Next is aluminum. I'm just gonna add aluminum fence installation. I'm just gonna copy this and make sure I'm gonna be removing that Cincinnati right there. I'm just gonna remove that. Okay. And this is for aluminum, so I'm just gonna check out an aluminum fence right here and add that there. Now I'm gonna add just one last service, and it's gonna be chain link fence installation. Fence installation. Just gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste in here and make sure to remove this geo modifier. Add in the service image. It's gonna be chain link, so let's look up for a pretty looking chain link. So this is, I don't know why that alt text was for wood fence installation, but this is demo. Okay, so now that I have everything set up, I'm just gonna save it right here just to make sure. Okay, now I need to set up my city page template. Now, the city page template is what Rank Assassin is gonna be using to create the location pages. I have one right here. This is an exact city page. It has its own unique content, sure. But what I'm gonna be doing is go to the pages and just duplicate that. Okay. Now, as a side note, Rank Assassin works for all kinds of page builders as long as it's in WordPress. So I'm using Elementor for this example, but you can use any kind of WordPress website builder as long as it's an WordPress. I'm just gonna duplicate this one. I'm gonna be using this for the template. Now it should be in the draft folder here. Let me just change this title to location template just for reference. Okay. Now I'm just gonna edit this with Elementor. Okay. Now what I'll be doing is select the city page template within here. Now it shouldn't load right at the start since I just created that page. So I should refresh that first. And I should be able to select that location template right here. Okay. So I'm just going to save that for now. It shouldn't matter if it's on draft or if it's live, since we are just going to literally use this as a template. Let me just make sure that's selected right there. And now this is where I should access the shortcodes for the location pages. Okay. So the first part here is going to be just adding in the hero section heading. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste that right there. Now I'm going to do the subheading next. So this part right here, it's not going to matter if you're going to add it as a short text or as text editor or an H1 or any kind of element. It should work regardless. Next is the About Us section heading. So I'm just going to copy that and paste that right there. You should see where the flow is actually. I'm just going to paste that right here. CTA phrase. This is the call to action, like this one. So I'm just going to leave it like that. The geo-relevant heading. Now, geo-relevant heading is a specific content that just talks about the main location, the location content about what you're writing for. So you can just add that right there. Not sure why this is separated, so this should actually be the heading. This should be the content. So it actually is kind of in different places for some reason, but I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. We're gonna be making this update soon. Now for the services, I'm just gonna go back here. I'm gonna copy this heading right there. I'm gonna click on that, paste that like this. I'm gonna remove that internal URL for now. I'm just gonna copy this content again, and it's literally just me pasting all these different short codes, and I'm just gonna do this once, right? I'm not gonna do this multiple times. Once you have your initial template set up, it's just gonna go from there. You don't need to do anything else. So I'm just gonna remove the link here. And this is just coming from the Unreal template. The links isn't something that we had in our old website. So, hope that doesn't confuse you. Next is some geo related components. Now, let me just let's add a new section for that. And I'm just gonna add a few short codes or text. Shouldn't really matter. So I'm just gonna do text editor. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Next is local neighborhood components. So this is a clickable list of the neighborhoods within your specific location. So I need to go back here. I'm just gonna paste it right there. It's gonna be linked list. You can put it in any place you want. This is a things to do component. So I'm just gonna paste that right there. Some bus stops. So I'm just gonna do the same process right there. This is gonna be really quick for me to finish. And local map embed. Okay, so there is one more optimization that I should be able to do, and that's going to be utilizing the location name. Now on all the Cincinnati, there, on all the Cincinnati, Ohio texts or headers within the content, I'm just going to replace that like this. That way, when it's generating the content, it's just going to automatically change that. And you can do this within the headers or within the content. So that's going to be really powerful to just make the content really hyper specific or geo specific. All right. Now that we have everything, I'm just going to save the draft and I should be good to go. So I'm just going to click done. And now I can go to the locations. If I want to change any of the stylings, I can just go ahead and do it here. You can change colors, you can add paddings, you can add font weights, you can choose your own font family. It's pretty much customizable for your website. But I'm just going to leave the default styles for now and just add a new location. So since we already added Cincinnati, I'm just gonna add some different place within the same area. Let's choose Norwood. Norwood is the third most populous city in Hamilton County. So I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna search for United States and then search for Ohio and then Norwood. So I'm just gonna search Norwood. Norwood. Let's see. Norwood. And that should pull in all the neighborhoods within that area. Now you have the option to select a physical address here. And this is gonna make it so that the generation for the geo components is gonna be actually much more powerful. So we have one that we've set up earlier. It's for Eads Fence Company. So I'm just gonna refresh this, and you can place in your place ID. Now you should be able to find your place ID if you have a Chrome extension called Plepper Local SEO Tools. Now I'm assuming you should have access, or should have. Let's see if I can actually find the plugin page. You should be able to download it actually in Google. If I search for Google, just search for Plepper Chrome extension. And yeah, you should be able to add it right there. Now, this just helps it so that I can get the place ID right here. Just go back here and place it here. Now, if I don't have a physical address in the GMB, then I can just add a street address and zip code. Okay, but for this example, I'm just gonna add it like this. And I'm gonna click generate page. Okay, and what it's doing right now, it's actually generating the location page, and I'm gonna be showing you what the final output would look like. So I'm just gonna pause this for now. It's gonna last for a minute or so, and I'll show you the final result. Okay, so the new location page has just been generated, and now I can just go ahead and click on this one. You can see that it automatically generates the location page. It generates the header, generates the content here, even the geo modifiers automatically. It creates the service section and an interlink immediately to the service pages without you having to do anything. It links to the neighborhoods. It creates unique content about Norwood, Ohio. It has the list of things to do, all the bus stops, all the driving directions from different competitors to your GMB, a local map of your GMB. Oh, this is for the example, but yeah, it all generated that content without me having to manually plot in anything. And this is really powerful. But what's crazier is actually, now that I can click on this, I actually can modify existing content right here. If I really wanted to, I can just modify the content right here. Now, here is the awesome part. For all of the neighborhood pages, it's listed in right here, and I can literally generate all this neighborhood into neighborhood pages. So I just had to click in this generate all pages. I'm gonna wait for this to finish, but this should take an average about 3 minutes. I'm gonna pause this video and I'm gonna show you the final result. All right, so we've just finished generating the neighborhoods. Now I can just click on all of the generated pages right here. Another side note I forgot to mention, the meta title and meta description is automatically generated without you having to do anything. So this makes it super powerful for you to just on the fly create content. Now I can check in all of the different neighborhoods, and we should be able to see all of the neighborhood pages. All of these are created to link to the neighborhood page it's a parent of. It should have unique content about that specific neighborhood. It should link automatically to the service page that's here. And it should have unique content about this exact neighborhood. And once here, the content is more for the upper section here. It should have a map embed of the driving directions, one that's from the neighborhood to the GMB, and one from this current neighborhood to the next neighborhood that's in line. Okay. And we have an internal generic link that's linking to the next neighborhood in line. The exact same process there. So literally, all of these different neighborhoods are linking to each other and also linking to the neighborhood page or to the main location page we've created here. One last thing, if you do a refresh and you check into your neighborhood list right here, this should automatically link to your neighborhood pages. So I've literally made all of these pages in minutes, and I have nothing to do with manually plotting in the content, manually changing the interlinks, manually adding in images and all of these different bus stops. All of this is automated. Even the meta title is automated. The internal linking is automated. The geo modifiers on the headers are automated. The CTA is literally automated. This literally allows me to create my location pages really, really fast. And now, if I need to add additional location pages, all I need to do is do the exact same thing, and we should be able to add as many location pages as we want. We have a list of exciting features we have set in place for the next few updates. One of the few updates we're planning to do is to add a bulk location page generation where it pulls in locations from a specific area. So right now, let's say I'm generating from Cincinnati. We're looking into a feature that allows us to generate or pull in the data from this exact radius from the main location, which is going to be really exciting since we don't have to manually input every of the different locations for your clients. One other exciting feature we're working on is a drip feature. Drip feature, which allows you to create a bunch of the locations and set up the information in advance. The drip feature will allow us to drip the creation of the location pages on a specific time span. So I can set up for, let's say, 1 week or 1 month in general to drip all of the different locations, or on a time span much longer than that. That allows it to create the location pages automatically without having you to manually do that all the different months. But we have a lot of things that we plan out for the next few features. But this exact same version right now is pretty powerful for you to just generate location pages on the fly. But that's it for the video for Rank Assassin. I hope it covers most of the features you want to explore. If you have any questions, don't shy away from contacting support, and I'll be happy to hop on calls as well, just so that I can demo this to your clients.